Hey guys, my name is Ryan Earnhardt from CreativeSoundLab.tv, where audio recording is an art form. Well, today we're going to be talking about interfacing control room gear and allowing it to be a part of a guitar signal. So coming out of a guitar, we're going to be inserting a compressor before it goes to the rest of the guitar effects boxes and to the guitar amp. This is kind of the best of both worlds because we can use some of the best gear in the world and have it be a part of the guitar chain. Now there's effects that emulate, say, an 1176 style compressor, and that's really cool. But this method allows us to use the real thing and experiment more with gear that we have, anywhere in the studio between the control room and all the guitar effects. And really anything can be a part of the guitar's signal and its sound. So let's talk about how to really set this up. So this is set up in just a couple stages. The first stage is to decide where the guitarist is going to be playing or standing. If they're standing here in the control room, then great. You can go right into the DI input on the preamp, or you can use a DI box. Either one is fine. The idea is that the DI box is wherever the guitarist is standing. So if they're in the live room, great. Put the DI box with them and then run a cable that's long because it's low impedance, go into your preamp, and you basically have a really bland and boring guitar signal. But go ahead and raise that up to line level. Make sure you give some headroom, but you're going to be using a preamp to raise that really dry and kind of boring signal up to line level. And then from here, we can be going into compressors or EQ. It is a little weird, if you listen to this signal, it really doesn't sound like a finished sound. So you have to think in terms of, okay, this is instead of a compressor that, instead of, one of these, we're instead using a rack compressor. So you have to think like, okay, this is really dissecting the tone here of this guitar, but we're processing it here. So once we're done processing this signal, and this could be any number of devices that we want to process that dry guitar signal with, now it's time to convert it back to a guitar-like signal. We do this through a reamp box. It's really important to use the right tools here. This is not a time to try to get interesting or creative necessarily. It's a good idea to be legit with this. You don't want to mess up your signal when you do this type of stuff. You can try it, but it's, I think, best to use the right tools for this. And what this is doing is it's converting it from line level. This is not a mic input. This is actually line level using the XLR connector here, and converting it into a unbalanced high impedance. So the rule for this is this goes with the guitar player. This is hanging out wherever the guitarist is standing. And then from there, the line is run either across a distance or maybe 5 feet to the pre. But whatever it is, it's closest to the guitar. And then this is wherever the guitar equipment is. So the idea is that the high impedance runs are kept to a minimum. So this is right out of the guitar. We use a 10-foot cable going into a DI. And then out of this, we have line level, and we can run that line level all the way out, but it meets this box and is right next to all the other equipment. It could be a foot cable, but we're minimizing the high impedance length in our signal. And that's really all there is to this. It's really quite simple. We just have to know how to convert different signals back and forth. And then we can use really the best of both worlds. We can be using compressors and EQs in here and still using guitar effects in the other room, and really getting the best of both worlds and how we sculpt the guitar sound. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. I'd love to hear how you've been doing some of this stuff. And really, if you have any ideas for me I should try out, let me know. I'll be hanging out in the comments.